Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we are doing War of the Spark Premier Draft one more time. We're going to see if we can actually do better and not... Well, we didn't get steamrolled last time, we got 2 wins. Okay, we kind of got steamrolled. Let's be honest with that one. Come on, let's see if we can do better this time. We're gonna... Wow, again? What? At this rate, I'm gonna end up having to cash in or something, but we'll see how well we do. Hey! It filled up really quickly. I'm impressed. So we're all in on this, and let's see how many. Oh, if by any weird chance any of you guys happen to be on the same queue as I am, do say hi. Maybe or something. Well, speaking of say hi or something. This one's already concerning. There's Arlen Voice of the Pack. This one's basically trees over 3 turns. It's also simpler. There's also Widespread Brutality. This one, we have to go mass on army, so lots of focus on blue, red, and black. Most primarily black. I really want to go on that one. Generally, Arlen is probably the better pick. Well, she's the voice of the pack, but I really should take Widespread Brutality. Kinda hoping, but what other cards are... I don't know if any of these cards are gonna wield that are good for us, but I'm still gonna take Widespread anyway. I'm not invested in taking any of these. It's actually very sketchy. You know what? I'm gonna do the dumb thing. I'm gonna take Arlen. It takes her a while to set up. I probably should go for... Oh no, oops, I spent too much time. Okay, Widespread Brutality it is. And unfortunately, the rare is gone at that point, but let's see. Herald of the Dread Horde, when Herald dies, amass 2. Generally, you want to take the... You want to take the Planeswalker as much as possible, though between Arlen and Kaya, Arlen was probably better here, though. Having the extra hexproof is not bad. There's Herald of the Dread Horde, not so great. Heartfire, which is something I would like, but I would like to have a setup for that. I'm probably gonna just take Kaya for now. Man, I took too long thinking of that one. I guess I can just chalk this up to bad picks. I'll just take the Spark. Most of the good cards are pretty much converted mana value now. That's the new term. But it's mana value 4 or greater anyway, so I will take the Dispark here. So we're pretty much white, black, maybe red. There's a role reversal that I am not happy with. I guess I could just take... It's either Shriek Diver or Law Rune Enforcer. I could also take Honor the God Pharaoh. That also is a free amass. We're spread out on colors. That's the one concern I have right now. I really want to... I want to make this work, but wow, the odds of making that work. Technically, I could play this as a triple black card. It's kind of just like playing Bolas' Citadel. It's not that bad. Not so great. This one, I am more willing to take the Bond of Revival now. I don't want a second one of this. There's a Spark Reaper, which is not bad. I also want to avoid there's a Chandra's Pyro Helix. If it was Jaya's Greeting, I would much prefer that. Kind of hoping this comes back, but we don't have any good creatures yet. There's a Cruel Celebrant. Okay, it's small, but there's a Sarkhan's Catharsis. We can snipe an opponent out of nowhere. Well, not quite out of nowhere. If I had to take a creature, it's most likely going to be the Enforcer Griffin, Defiant Strike. We're going to take the Celebrant. Let's see if we can... Because I can just bin these 2 cards and just go white-black. I can just get another... Let's see. Copy of Tomix, not such a bad idea. It's a regular flyer. Also, get some gems back. So, let's cut these for now. Got a 10th District Legionnaire. Yeah. Tightbearer Giant. This is probably one of the better top end creatures for common. I don't want to take 10th District Legionnaire I kind of got burned by this one last time. I never got this above a 2/2 with haste. The Defiant Strike might be nice, but I'm going to take the Tidebearer Giant here. So we have two opposite ends here. We have us. Well, definitely taking the Enforcer Griffin. I would like Bond of Discipline. This is actually a very... I can take Bond of Discipline and hope we go wide. I probably will take that. We'll take at least one. It also buys us quite a bit of time with the lifelink if it pans out. So, but now we need to fill up the middle of our curve. Like, we only have like 2 creatures in... Okay. So, between Herald and Makeshift Battalion, I'll take the cheaper one. I'm taking the Makeshift Battalion. There's a Davriel Shadow Fugue. None of these are great here. I'll take the control card. Then what does that leave us with? Also, yeah, so for those tuning in, please don't forget to throw a like or throw a comment so I can greet you. I still could not get. I might have to download Streamlabs just to get OBS to work with comments. It's either that or I actually put the Facebook comments on this up on the screen. I like make a separate screen, have the comments typed out here. Maybe. Okay, this guy's. I'll wait for this one to finish. I'll wait for a lull in time. I guess I can finish that one. Well, take the rare. At least it gets some. Okay, pack's coming back. Another Honor the God Pharaoh. Basically, the thing was the mass is speculative, but with the lack of great. Okay, now I get Fibble Tip. Generally, I want to take Jaya here. I could take Death Sprout Splash Green. I need to find a way to get green mana though. Because none of these other cards are great. I definitely don't want to run any of the white-black cards right now. I could just take Jaya and splash for red, basic, but doesn't really benefit. I think I'll take I'm gonna take the Death Sprout. We need to find a way to get green mana. Finale of Eternity. Yeah, I'm taking this one by default. Unfortunately, this is the pack where all the good stuff is. There's an Obnixilus's Cruelty. That's probably the next best thing. This one checks toughness. Yeah, I probably should take that. Yeah, if I had gotten the Jaya's Greeting earlier in pack 1, I'm probably going to consider that. I have to decide between one of these two. Probably this one. It's a much better card late game. Okay, let's see. Sorin's Thirst. We need more creatures though. I also probably should take the Gateway Plaza. That's the one that does fix our colors. Like, what's our creature count? I think we only have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. And I'm gonna be taking a land now. There's also an Enforcer. I'm gonna take the land. I don't like this. Well, we got another Obnixus. Well, short on creatures again, unless I'm take the Law Rune Enforcer. There's also a Toll of the Invasion that counts as a creature. I'm gonna take the Cruelty. We're literally just spending the early game buying time. There's a Vraska's Finisher. Oh, this is perfect actually for us. We're not expected to deal a lot of damage, but it's a good start. It's also a 3/2. It's not that bad. Getting more Neoforms. There's a Narset's Reversal I could take. I can also, but I'm probably gonna just take the Guild Globe here. That one does fix our mana. It's 2 mana of different colors, so I cannot use that to enable. I won't be able to use that to say enable Widespread Brutality without natural red. But we are still short on creatures. Well, there's a Behemoth. That's expensive. There's a Bioessence Hydra. That I'm not gonna. Well, I'm not running any of these. I could run the Behemoth if I have to, but just out of spite, I guess. So in theory, I have 2 sources for green mana without having to add actual green. I should also be in the lookout for green cards. Basically, we're not exactly locked into white. The white is very lackluster. There's a Charity Extractor. I'm going to take that. Actually, I should also do a check on the Widespread Brutality, Honor the God Pharaoh. Okay, change of plans. But this one is more likely to work. I'm going to cut all the white cards because that one did not pan out. I might keep the but now we need to start getting even more creatures. Like the Honor the God Pharaoh counts as a creature, but not in the best way. We got another Cruel Celebrant. I guess I could run those, make white the splash. But Invading Manticore is just too expensive. Yeah, we'll take the... So splashing the Cruel Celebrants. We're dropping the... Ignite the Beacon. Dove in Hand of Control. This buys us quite a bit of time. But it's going to be in our splash color if we do that. I'm going to take the Chain Whip Cyclops. So pivot again. We're now in... Last time we were in black-white. Now we're in black-red. Not happy with Sarkhan's Catharsis, but it's still worth taking. Yeah, this draft kind of went off the rails very quickly. Well, there's a... We are getting some good... we are wheeling some red cards now, so... I just need to check if the white is still viable or if I bin it altogether. Ooh, got Tameo. We're a Tameo that unfortunately we have to pass. That would also be my 4th copy as well. Likelihood... There's Pyro Helix, which I don't want to take. Watley's Raptor I don't want to take exactly either. Oh my gosh. I might have to take the Firemind Vessel just to make... If it makes it work, I'm going to take it. We'll take the Firemind Vessel. Then we got Storev, Devkarin Lich. Okay, I'm definitely taking that one. The alternate is Tibalt's Rager. Not much in the way of removal. So I'm going to... And it's a 5/4 for 4. So we're heavy in black now. The white is still a question mark here. Now that there's a copy of Wanderer, I really want... Well, there's also another Obnix's Cruelty. I guess I'm taking that instead. That said, our creature count is still very low. I want a few more creatures, though. I'm at this point, I'm willing to go 50-50. But I would prefer to limit our exposure to white just for the Dispark. Which means we need to hit more creatures. I want to take Spark Harvest, but I don't think I can. It's Antcrop Crasher or Spark Reaper. We're not gonna have creatures to sacrifice. I'm gonna take the Spark Reaper again. Yeah, we're really a control deck at this point. We got another Tibalt's Rager. It's a shame I'm passing all these Spark Harvest. This is a very good removal, especially in a format with... There's also another Death Sprout, but I need the creatures more. Or do I? You know what? To heck with it. We'll see how this pans out. We're gonna switch towards green. Though I don't want to take that. I don't want to take any of these. Maybe the Pyro Helix. There's a Prismite which buys us a little, which does some early it's horrible fixing. I'm better off actually taking the Iron Bully. Ugh, really bad. Like that. It's like early removal into... Okay, now we're gonna start taking Goblin Assailants. I'm gonna start cutting the Cruel Celebrants. There's another Pyro Helix. There's an Assault Team. There's an Aid the Fallen, which is fine, but... I guess we take the Pyro Helix again. So we're going control at this point. There's a Defiant Strike, but I don't really need it. No, there's a Arboreal Grazer, which probably doesn't make the cut either. I have all of these already, yeah. So we got an interesting mix here. We're definitely cutting the Dispark. There's a Crowl Stinger I can consider. It does count as an extra creature. But I need to make cuts too. Like, we're running 12 creatures, 14 non-creatures. Okay, so now it's basically 13 creatures and 14 non-creatures. Honor the God Pharaoh is technically a creature. We got a last-minute Lazatep Behemoth. So it's about surviving until we hit turn 4 and turn 5. Realistically, turn 5, because that's where all our good stuff is. So how do we survive until that time? So first we put in the Gateway Plaza. So 664. Gonna cut this down to 3. Gonna bring the swamps up to 7. So I should probably prioritize black creatures over red creatures, which is easier said than... Okay, there's an easy one. Cut one, this, cut the Kraul Stinger. So not looking great. 12 and 12 is not a good balance. When you consider that one of them's a Guild Globe, one of them's a Firemind Vessel. So we're hoping to land into these, or buy enough time for these to work. Otherwise, we're really doomed. So these guys are just here to buy time. We do have a bit of early removal, though this is not the best. This is not the best form of removal. I need to make one more cut, though. That's another issue. If I make another cut, it's probably the Pyro Helix. So 763, I kind of even want to cut this down to like 7. Well, because we need to hit green, but not that often. It's like only for the Death Sprouts and Storev. But I think 3 is correct. It gives us a free extra shot here. I don't know how controlling this is. I don't know if we're gonna pan out here. Let's see. There's a comment about a question on sleeves, but you know what? We're gonna start some rounds here for now. I'm gonna do one shot at this. Yeah, this one's. I still have the option to switch out of green and into into white. It gives us a few more creatures, so that's something to consider. But we're gonna see if we can get the long game to work. This time I am under no illusion that any win we get is a godsend. Well, so Spark Reaper by time with Cruelty. We're definitely gonna keep this one. We only need the triple black a lot later. Opponent mulls 1. So if we can nuke the early aggro, we're good. Okay. I don't technically need the forest until turn 4. That's also another nice thing. So also opponent not exactly doing much. I have to be concerned if our opponent has counterspell. So if our opponent taps out for a creature, I'm going to just nuke it immediately. Well, we got our Death Sprout, so we can actually run towards the Behemoth and into Kaya if we have to. Opponent hasn't done anything for Iron Bully. Actually, opponent tapped out for that, so we have a second Death Sprout. Most creatures are gonna die to this anyway, so we're gonna pass. And we got our second Death Sprout, so I'm gonna do this now. I'm not gonna wait for our opponent, so I'm also gonna do a double check. We don't have any double red, so swamp it is. Let's swamp it this. Let's lock the road to Kaya. Opponent probably should start playing stuff by now. Also, the sad thing is this only snipes creatures. Opponent representing a counter spell. I can actually just play the Spark Reaper first. This one is sacrifice a creature. Oh, I can even sacrifice this itself if things are gonna go south. Like if our opponent has removal, I could just sack it, and that's one way to get around this. So yeah, for those tuning in, you're tuning. Yeah, not really playing their game. I don't think they have haste.
Glad to be here. Your problems are my problem. Nobody's ready to die. That's why so many stick around after.
Yeah, took us a while to actually get there. No, also doesn't feel great to use it there. If our opponent has like say, there's an exile target planeswalker spell. It's exile target creature planeswalker if I'm not mistaken. I guess it's fine. Makeshift battalion. I kind of want to hold this. So I'm actually going to play Vraska's finisher first. That just gives us a body on the board, and it doesn't trigger and it leaves up the option for Death Sprout and or Cruelty. See, yeah, I'm also noticing a bit of a slowdown here. Once at 6 mana. Sure, what big creature at 6? Okay, Enforcer Griffin. Okay. Yeah, let's get another red just to be sure. Hit the Guild Globe. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually gonna wait on this a bit. Play the Behemoth. Swing with Vraska's finisher. I am willing to trade. In theory, we've kind of gotten this under control, even though it's just tons of removal. I'm gonna hold the Guild Globe because I want to hold the Cruelty at this point. So basically, we're gonna try to see if we can ride the Behemoth to victory. Opponent probably has some sort of no. So we're just gonna draw an extra card. Opponent. Okay, if you want to veto that, that's perfectly fine. I'd rather you veto that than veto one of these. The veto is correct as a main play because you're expecting people to play Planeswalkers. It just so happened that mine kind of slipped through the cracks. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Assailant quite yet. At this point, I'm pretty sure our opponent's gunning for one... Okay, Pouncing Lynx. That's it. I'm just gonna spend it now. Kaya's work is done here. Now we just kinda need to protect the... I'm holding up the Widespread Brutality in case... I'm holding the... Yeah, Goblin Assailant in case our opponent has Widespread Brutality. Okay. So we're gonna swing here. I'm pretty sure our opponent has a kill spell by now. No, they don't! That's it! Okay, we got our first win, and... Apparently, it's literally just sitting back and countering everything. Well, removing everything, to be precise. We don't have counter spells. I'm still a bit traumatized by that match in the last week. How many crush dissidents was that? 1, 2, 3. I think our opponent had the full playset there. Anyway, we got our first win. That's a very good morale boost. Especially, it also helped that we got the mana in line. Yeah, we got the double black and the green. So actually, that's a big concern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards. I am so tempted to actually cut this down to like an 8-5 tree, just to make sure that we can, hit the double black here. Because if we miss the double black, it's bad. If we miss the green, it's bad. Yeah, I'm gonna make that change. Let's hope it doesn't ruin us. But we have so many. But we're giving it a shot. Also note that in our case, as long as we have enough removal early game, we don't have to force ourselves to have creatures early. Kaya did a very good job on that one. Our opponent was just playing 1:1 threats. We were able to ride it out that way. Yeah, and to think that we won just off the back of a vanilla 5-4. Let's see if we currently waiting. Yeah, this one changes now so that we know if there's a different so we know if there's a different matchup here. Still waiting. That's an issue. Okay, we're now entering the match. So come. There we go. We finally entered. So far we're running. Looks like not many people are drafting today. Yeah, so we are missing the green. We have removal. We have an early drop. We can kind of buy time. This is very sketchy though. I think I would prefer to have 3 lands. That's mulligan. Okay, this is worse. That's kind of why I don't really like mulliganing. I guess I keep this. We bin the Cyclops. Yeah, this is worse. I think I just gave our opponent a free win here. If I don't draw a red source, I'm not getting out of this. Opponent looks like they're early aggro. We got a red source though. Yeah, I'm just doing it now. I'm trying to avoid running into a buff effect. We basically are trying to control. Yeah, good. We bought. Opponent just literally went for that to buy some time. We have to do this at sorcery speed. I'll discard the swamp. Okay, I should not have discarded the swamp. I think Deathspout or Kaya would have been more correct. Rising Populace. Yeah, discarding the swamp was a mistake. I was kind of there was an expectation, but it didn't pan out. I'm probably gonna just sacrifice the rising. No. Oxen. I'm actually gonna take the hit first. We're still missing the red. We're still missing the red mana, but if we can hit either red or green mana, we're fine. Yeah, for those tuning in, I mulliganed myself into this horrible position. Basically, I had a red-white start and I got greedy. I wanted 3 lands. I didn't. So, trading. I will trade this one though. It only grows this one and by 1, so we should be kind of fine. So I'm not gonna just buy time with the Charity Extractor. Opponent's probably suspicious as to why I'm keeping the Amass token alive. That's usually the first thing you bin. So at least we're losing 2 every turn instead. But our opponent's... Okay, the Bulwark Giant is an issue. No, it did... I'm gonna offer the trade. Opponent did not take. So that's good. We actually managed to get that off. Now we just need to hit green mana. Kaya is fine too.
Nothing phases me.
We got our deck carried us through. We were actually supposed to lose for our greed there. We were not supposed to win that one, but I'll take that. Managed to get ourselves back into a safe position. Okay, Thundering Ceratok, so not attacking anytime soon. Did hit the Spark Reaper. Oh wait.
Nobody's ready to die. That's why so many stick around after they do.
Yeah, Ceratok, that one had Trample, right? Yeah, that had Trample. So that was a very... Opponent conceded. They ran out of cards. We survived that. Hallelujah, we survived that. So we got out of that pickle. Scraping the bottom of the barrel on that one. So currently we're sitting at 2-0. I want to do much better. Turns out sitting back and getting control is fine. But it took us a bit of fortune. We were fortunate to hit the double red on that one. I think I want to actually go back to 7. I want to go back to 7-6. Still haven't seen Firemind Vessel do anything yet. It is expensive from here to here, but it does fix a lot of mana woes. So if the Firemind Vessel could enable these, not in the best way though, but it's still something. There are a bunch of other rares I could be running, but I'm already stretching the mana as it is. I didn't want to stretch it anymore. So let's see if we can do. So let's see if we can do well with this one. Kaya so far MVP. Removing creatures as needed. Yeah. Well, removing 2 creatures for 6 mana, and being able to dodge hexproof and indestructible, perfect. Well, so far we haven't had to encounter hexproof or indestructible. We also haven't encountered any control decks yet as well. So far everything we've had is like a creature run in. So yeah, the only issue now is that it's taking a while for matches to start up. Not many people are playing, which is why we're getting paired up against bronze. Maybe this is our time to shine, but on the corpses of our enemies. Let's see. Got our match this time. So oh, now it's the opposite end. We're now up against Mythic. I guess it's only about time it happens. We do have the double black, double red. Kind of want to have green, but after last time, I'm not taking risks. Maybe I should have taken risks. So I want to play these two in the event I happen to draw forest. No need to lead off on this too much. Now we're getting punished for reals. Well, to be fair, we're only like running 3 forests and gonna attack first. I presume our opponent's running a counterspell style deck. No escape. Nope. Managed to escape. So something is up. Okay, something's really up here. I have no idea what's up. Opponent hasn't played anything for... There's a Teos Light Shield, so it gives him a 1/4. Yeah, just... nothing fancy, just trying to punch damage through whenever I can. This might be a Go-Tall deck, which would be very interesting. At least we know we have a Chain Whip Cyclops next turn. Ashiok Dream... Oh, it's a mill deck. Please... Please don't mill our forests. Okay, mill 4 cards. That's a gateway plaza. We kind of needed that. Opponent's probably sitting on something to protect, so still drawing lands here. That's a problem. We're not gonna win immediately, and this one can take off like 20 cards. So I'm gonna force our opponent to take off less. If our opponent does anything to Goblin Assailant, I need to decide. Gideon's Triumph. Sack the one that was blocked. Play the Chain Whip Cyclops. Need to hit green mana. Hitting a Kaya is good too. At least I can activate this. So, ooh, nice.
Time to meet your breaker.
So, opponent managed to get the perfect Planeswalker control. Milled a bunch of creatures, but we haven't milled the forest yet. War Screecher. That's also gonna be tough to pass. Probably should have done this one first since this can block it. I think I made a mistake there. Opponent's probably gonna just give this up already at this point. Bond of Insight. Each player mills 4 cards. That's 1 forest and a Guild Globe. There's also our Widespread Brutality. Does that hit Planeswalker? No, it's only creatures. Yeah.
You must feel pretty
What
smart right now.
Did our opponent got Gideon's Triumph back. So we're not sniping Ashiok anytime soon. Well, we're not sniping Wanderer anytime soon. We're gonna lose. Okay. But our opponent has a very good control setup. We just need to... Maybe I just attack, force our opponent to... Oh wow, come on. I'm just gonna give this up because I can't do anything if the Gideon's Triumph is still on his hand. Yeah, sack that. Nuke this. Now we got how many lands left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh wow, the problems were oh wow. We're probably gonna lose this one. We're down to 9 cards. I don't think I can ride the Storev all the way to victory. And this one doesn't even hit Planeswalkers either, so if I play this one, it just gets exiled. And yeah, it's just Planeswalker control.
It's hard to be a genius surrounded by lesser minds.
Might convince our opponent to spend that last one. Okay, there you go. Got that one out. Yeah, we'll also have to dodge the Dovin as well. And there's an Elite Guard Mage too. Wow. At least we can still... Wait, it's just destroy... It's just prevent non-combat damage. We can still destroy stuff. But our opponent made a very good... The problem is we milled all our good stuff. What does Storev get? Return... Creature or Planeswalker card... that wasn't put there this combat, so... Wow, they even have a Gideon too? Okay, first off... No, actually, to be fair... Looks like what happened is our opponent managed to... draft Planeswalker, so I want to cast a Death Sprout. This one's about to hit 6, and this one just prevents it, so it has to deal combat damage. I need another creature, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Best bet's actually I wait on up. I set up the upkeep so I can nuke Gideon before.
Share my light.
Yeah, opponent can just actually tap this down. We're basically losing this one. That's certain. Opponent can even just tap this down with Lorune Enforcer.
I find your attacks unaffected.
And another Trusted Pegasus. Yeah, and now we're drawing all our lands, so I'm gonna set up stop an opponent's upkeep.
Not if I can help it.
It's with indestructible. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Good game. There was no way out of it for me. Actually, once that mill got going, that kind of ruined it. Actually, that is pretty much what we just witnessed is pretty much the hallmark of War of the Spark. If you can get all the planeswalkers in a row, or in other words, what was everyone in that guy's pod doing? Well, he did. It's interesting that he drew all the planeswalkers early. Yeah, we had a very slow start. That was an issue. A slightly faster start might have helped us a bit, but we had mana issues along the way. No, we had mana issues in the sense that we kept drawing lands and we weren't drawing gas. So, it's actually the weird case. Like when you go through historically, you have to make decisions on the spot. Do I mulligan? Do I keep? Like that second game was a game that we should not have mulliganed, but we managed to get out of it anyway. This third game was a game that we should have mulliganed. We did not, and we got punished for it. There's really no. It's really hard to make that kind of snap decision. It's not an easy thing. Even with years of experience, it's still not easy. So that said, this one falls in the classification of should mulligan. Okay, we got the Guild Globe, so that one kind of saves it a bit. We do need another swamp. I'm still gonna bin the Behemoth. At least the Guild Globe saves us a card draw. Now we just need to draw into one of our 8 swamps or Gateway Plaza. And hope our opponent doesn't have removal for Guild Globe because we're gonna need the mana from it. So for Pouncing Links, I do not want to spend it here when I know I'm going to need to spend it here or here. Foul Stinger. Okay, we hit the swamp. That's the good news. So I'm gonna just play the Spark Reaper. Force removal out of our opponent. Also, if our opponent somehow has enchantment style removal, most likely our Nahiri. This one's like what? Target tapped creature. So we'll not block, we'll take it. So we're gonna force our opponent to spend 3 mana to nuke this one. We will have Storev live. We also or Vraska's finisher if we need to. Yeah, opponent's forced to do that. That was a good widespread brutality. Opponent didn't have anything in response. I'm gonna play this out first. Maybe our opponent has a flash creature, so we can take advantage of it with Vraska's finisher. No, it does not. I still want to play Storev, but if this gets removed, I think I can wait. Because our opponent just left up 5 mana for nothing. I think they're holding up some big piece of removal. No, there's a Trusted Pegasus. Okay, we got ourselves Obnixilis Cruelty. Probably want to just drop Kaya at this point. That's our I don't think our opponent has a counter spell in those colors.
Nobody bothering me. I'll
So,
make them suffer.
yeah. Once again, Kaya saved the day.
I don't let anything slip through the cracks. Other than myself, of course.
Opponent might still have like a divine arrow for this. No, Gideon's Triumph. That's fine. But our opponent's now living off the top. We get Storev next turn. Kaya has her own Kaya.
I like a good fight.
Oh wow, this is gonna be interesting.
Didn't say fair.
I can just drop these two. Force our opponent to exile one. Or I can actually just pass. This is an interesting conundrum. Because I want to force our opponent to use this up. We can sack this in response. Technically I could sacrifice the Kaya too, but opponent actually is running 3-color with red, but they're kind of out of cards at this point. Hopefully it's not haste. Ooh, 10 white celebration.
I'm the best ghost hunter in the business.
So I'm basically gonna force our opponent to use this up already. Yeah, that's fine. Opponent.
Look like a payday to me.
I don't want to use the cruelty quite yet. We go down to 11. Yeah, let's go down to 11. Because I'm suspicious of that last card, Dejani's Pride Mate. That's fine. But now we're flooding on lands. Opponent might not swing at all at this point. They need these guys to absorb it. And it's weird that our opponent went for the create. Well, it makes sense. 7 mana for 8 power and toughness throughout the board. Charm Stray. Yeah, but now we're flooding. If I swing, it just gets blocked. We're about to lose our opportunity to swing back and get something back. That's the problem. Charm Stray again. Got ourselves a Tidebearer Giant. But now we need to start hitting our other stuff. That's not lands. Come on. Game's not cooperating. If I swing with this, I take out 2 of these, but it still leaves a lot to be desired. We need to save these on defense. Forcer Griffin, that's an issue. I'm gonna wait for the Enforcer Griffin to attack, but that might have forced our hand at this point. We have another of this. We also have 2 Death Sprouts. Don't know if we're gonna draw to them in time if the game decides to just keep giving us lands. Got Chandra's Pyro Helix. Actually gonna swing with just this because this is the one that needs to get through. The trick is I only need to deal 1 extra damage. Oh, he's gonna let it through. Okay, fine. Unless I'm missing something from Storev. And sack Kai at this point. She's done her job. Let's see, which creature does he make fight? The nice thing is that all of them are are pingable. Okay, denied. Finale of Eternity. Hold on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This might be the first time I actually get to cast this. And I get Storev back. And let's do this. Let's do the safety attacks.
You better watch your back from here on out.
I never expected to be able to cast that. I was expecting it to just like destroy maybe one creature, maybe two creatures. I did not expect to get the whole shebang back. And Chain Whip Cyclops to boot. So hold on. Cards in yard. Oh wait, we don't have any cards in yard. They're all here. And yeah, opponent concedes from there. That's pretty much it. I was already thinking if I wanted this like sack to get value, but no. We don't have to get value quite right away. Wow. Turns out getting flooded helped us there. I did not expect to win that one. So for those tuning in, we managed to get a few games. The one game I lost against a Mythic player, but to be fair, that's pretty that Mythic player had pretty much what I would say is the ideal draft deck for War of the Spark. You really want to get planeswalkers, you want to be able to control. In my case, it's about getting control, but I don't exactly have the planeswalker payoffs. It's still a creature payoff, so it's the poor version of it. Let's see if we can get a 4th win. I'd love to at least get that. 5 wins is optimal. But I'll be happy with 4. Doing quite well, I must add. So close to an hour's worth of streaming. Yeah, not everyone's doing War of the Spark. I know it's an older format. I know that it's not like you're getting cards for Kaldheim. But it still turns out to be very enjoyable. I'm still debating if Kaldheim, which is more of a Prince format, War of the Spark, or well, because you have to extend the definition of. Okay, now this is interesting. We got absolutely nothing unless I draw 2 running lands or 1 mountain. We do have a Firemind's Vessel, but no, this is the kind of hand you don't keep. This is the kind of hand you keep, except that all of our cards are on the top end. Oh wow. Fine. None of these are good options. I guess but the thing is, I don't want to mull to 5. For me, that's what I call disaster zone. At least we're getting lands, and if we don't get the land at this rate, we have another 5 drops, so that's another concern. Crown Strangler, so we need to. Okay, now we need the green source too. Oh wow. Yeah, I'll be honest. We do have a very greedy mana base. Opponent plays Crawl Stinger. Maybe we can get a. Okay. Definitely want to play the Swamp out if possible. It's gonna take us a while. We're probably gonna be at half health by the end of this, and it might be way too late by then. And there's a God Eternal Kefnet too. I can Desprout this to get a land, but let's see. This one is dies or is put in exile, so kind of meaningless. Yeah, I forgot about these. These guys are pretty much the ultimate finishers. I will auto trade this for this one. Next turn, buy some time with Lazatep Behemoth. Opponent did not let that go through. Opponent did not swing either, which is interesting. I guess they're holding back. They're waiting for they're waiting for something big. Okay, they hit their 5th land. Maybe the something big's coming down. Also note that they haven't been revealing cards exactly. Yeah, I'll take 6. We're probably dead to Kefnet anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Let's discard the Tide Bear Giant because it's too painful. Yeah, we had such a greedy mana base. The double Death Sprout kind of did us in. We're gonna take 4. We're gonna be forced to double block. We're probably dead already at this point. Yeah, very good job with the Kefnet. Would I have had better chances with the previous hand? Also surprised our opponent isn't revealing. Probably means that, well, we can sort of delay this, but yeah, that does it. Yeah, so the next game could be our last. We need to be very careful. Yeah, the mana base is really hurting us. I'm actually going to cut back 1 swamp and go up 1 forest because we seem to be missing those, but that runs us into the risk of having hands where like we got mountain, forest, a lot of black cards. Yeah, we're really missing a lot of the mana fixing that we're so used to. We had we never got the Firemind's Vessel to work. One thing I can do is I could just add the extra land, cut the Firemind Vessel altogether. I could also dare to add this one, but we've been missing early drops more than late. I'm gonna add another Honor the Pharaoh. That's basically another card draw spell. I'm gonna cut the Firemind Vessel because that hasn't been panning out. I'll just add 1 forest, cut 1 mountain. We'll see how this pans out. Well, to be fair, we were kind of fated to lose that one when the game decided to give us all our 5 and 6 drops. Sometimes that's the break. We just have to accept that that's sometimes what's happening to us, and we just have to move on. It's a game. Shuffler is fine. No one drops. No. Hey Jericho, nice to see you. Yeah, Shuffler is always the Shuffler. Okay, we used Shuffler is fine as kind of a joke. But to be fair, I already knew coming in I had a very greedy mana base. I'm gonna keep this one. No one drops. No one drops. We actually ended up with control. So what do we have? 2 Ob Nixilis' Cruelty, 2 Death Sprouts, 1 Widespread Brutality, some number of and we have Kaya. So basically it's mostly control. Oh, we also had the Finale of Devastation. If you it happened in 1 game. Basically I managed to cast X equals 10, so I got my entire graveyard back. Well, almost my entire graveyard. Our opponent also had the Kaya. They've also been removing my creatures too. So that's how it is. Yeah, I wonder how are you doing on your end? Yeah, I realized that they have this flag now, Milestone Follower. Yeah, that's very true. Thank you very much. We got Spark Reaper, so we can buy some time. Opponent's running white-black, so definitely a lot. We really need red help soon. Or at least another swamp, so that I can guarantee it. But I prefer the red help at least. I might even be tempted to just Toll of the Invasion. We're gonna lose Kaya. Actually, the smart one is we lose Charity Extractor because that's obviously our next play. Losing Kaya is also smart because that's long-term removal. That's basically 6 mana to 2 pieces of removal. I would not fault them for. I'll really be surprised if they take any of the red drops. That does not make sense at all. It's either Kaya or Charity Extractor. There's a reasoning behind either one. No one drops. Yeah. Basically, we have a very greedy mana base. We have a very greedy hand. Opponents really taking their time. They took the Charity Extractor, which was expected. Leave this one out. So if our opponent tries to remove, we will get the card draw. Yeah, still live. I hope I do. Oh, wait, no, that's my screen. Hold on. I'm actually surprised our opponent's taking a while. If they try to remove it, they know I just get a card back, but it actually benefits them if they try to remove it. It clears the way, and they know I don't exactly have anything coming in sooner. Or is it that they absolutely have nothing? Okay, they're going for the pass the blocks. We will block the token. Trying to remember if there's any instant speed amass. Defiant Strike. I am actually willing to trade. Yeah, I'm actually willing to trade. Because that buys me a lot more time. There's a difference between 19 turns and... Oh, an opponent took their time dropping this one. However, it's not going to help us if we... It's probable opponent has nothing. That's a bit of a there's a bit of a reasoning there. Hmm? Yeah. No, the combat tricks is also... Actually, I have to expect more combat tricks out of this one, but yeah, we should expect something about now. That said, not a good time to drop Kaya. Ob Nixilis, the Hate Twisted. He can destroy his own creature to draw cards.
Knowledge is not without pride.
So I'm kind of fine with this.
Sometimes people rely a little too heavily on spells.
Casted Nicol Bolas. Opponent had to hardcast a supposed 1-drop removal because he had nothing. Oh yeah, the Spark Harvest. Well, our opponent has Spark Harvest mana up now. That's basically a 1-drop for 5. At the time, I had the option to get a few copies of that, but my creature count was really light, and the few times I did, I had other choices. Also, I never expected to... I ended up with like 12... I ended up with like 12 and 12 creatures. 12 creatures, 12 non-creatures. If you count the Honor the God Pharaoh... Okay. I don't see a point target. I might be forced to target it even if it draws our opponent a card. Wow! Yeah, we do have a very greedy mana base.
I am your inner demon.
Because our opponent can attack this and this becomes useless. I'm going to force our opponent to use this now. There's really no other way around it. But yeah, we got punished for having a very greedy mana base. Like, let's see. 5, 6, 7. Oh no, we have 2 more forests. We have 2 more swamps. So as far as land draws are concerned, we can still break that way. The only benefits we have so far is our opponent is... Okay, they are unloading now. Oh, come on! I can't just help it. Oh no. Okay, guys, this is called Schadenfreude, where you're witnessing someone's torment. Yeah, game hates us. As far as mana fixing, we have a Guild Globe. We have a Firemind Vessel. The Firemind... Oh, we cut the Firemind Vessel already, so... Yeah, I cut it for another... Oh my. I think that's coming back to haunt us now. Yeah. Wow. Well, opponent is kind enough to leave Kaya up, but I don't think our opponent has anything that matters at this point. We're gonna probably die to the Ob Nixilis unless we can do something about this, which means landing a creature. Okay, we finally hit it. Yeah, opponent's gonna be super suspicious here. Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should just play that. I want to see if our opponent... In hindsight, I probably should have just done it, but our opponent was also... Opponent can sack this, so it's not completely without value. In fact, our opponent can sack both. That's a good way to draw cards. And he has the mana to do it, so he's probably going to do it. Well, he might not do it to Ob Nixilis because he still has one shot at removal. Yeah. He's got another drop coming in. So I am going to drop the... I'm going to drop a creature. It has to be big enough to force our opponent to activate this. But let's see. 5. That's a Death Sprout.
Try not to think too hard.
I have to destroy this. I have to cast this first. Our opponent's going to sack it for sure. Yeah, he has to. He's gonna sack it for sure. There's no way about it. But at least it removes the one. Now, opponent needs to decide if they want to leave this up. They probably have a lot of removal here. They might even still have removal now. There's a Soren's Curse. But yeah, we had a very greedy mana base, so I wasn't really a martyr for the cause. Well, our opponent drew how many cards? Well, oh, the Kaya. Yeah, this one's a bomb. This one's a bomb. Yeah, moment we cast a creature, we lose. Yeah, it's pretty much a good game at this point. We don't exactly have an out to come back. Yeah, that's not gonna help us come back. It's over. Yeah. Well, we did improve. We got one win more. But unfortunately, it's taking us a while to rise up the ranks. But next week, we're going to have a different format. It's going to be core set. And it's going to be interesting because between 19, 20, and 21, I think it's Cavalier or Bust in the M20 pack. I'm trying to remember. In 19, it's a bit of a mix. What do you expect to get? Also, the mana fixing is going to be very interesting on what we get there. But yeah, we kind of just wanted one more win to get an extra pack. But you know what? I'm happy that we got a little bit better there. And considering we were using an admittedly very greedy mana base, we managed to get 3 wins. So that I can't complain too much. So there you go. Let's crack some packs. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Jericho, for keeping me company. Yeah, I don't know if you meant the shuffler is fine as in seriousness or if it's part of that, but I know the shuffler is fine. I'm admitting that that when I went into this, it was super greedy, kind of like Bontu. That's the epitome of greed right there. But anyway, that's them breaks. At least I'm not feeling too down. Okay, nice. So how many copies of this do I have now? Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. If you really like it, please come to the page. Give the page a like. If you're watching this on YouTube, give it a like. All in all, I'm glad we got to go back to War of the Spark. It's a very nice change of pace. Sure, it's still kind of like a Prince format, like Kaldheim, but at least it's one that I'm more familiar with, so to speak. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.